Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Imperial Holonet. I'm JD123,
And I'm Learn Antilles.
and on with the news. Okay, where should we start? Where do we start?
I guess I'll simply go over Pokemon. More legendary-esque things with weird names that seem like they were designed probably in a lab. So they're probably created by this because there's this totally not like there's this corporation group that's like this ether foundation with a bunch of people with white robes that most of which look kind of spooky or totally not evil. And there's these weird Pokemon that are, like scientific, like were made in labs, but it's totally not these people. They're good and pure.
Good and pure, of course.
Seriously, I'm just waiting for GLaDOS to show up.
GLaDOS.
Aperture science. It's like just imagine that, like Portal Pokemon edition.
That sounds amazing.
But yeah, and we got what seems to be like Pokemon Go, but in the like a mini game that's kind of like Pokemon Go, and that's about it. Oh, and a new Eradicate form.
Awesome.
That is all. Vader concept art.
It looks amazing.
Yep.
I
His cloak still seems to be on the outside, which is weird because the toy says it's on the inside. Or his cloak still seems to be inside, but the toy shows it on the outside.
I discovered something quite interesting a couple days ago, and I forgot to tell you this. I was watching the clips of Return of the Jedi, the Vader stuff. Vader has his chain in Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, he has the chain in Return of the Jedi, so I guess he gets it back.
Like, that's weird. In Jedi he has the chain, in Empire he doesn't. Sith he doesn't. New Hope he does. And Vader comic, I don't think he does.
No, Vader comic he doesn't, I don't think.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird. Well, when did he have the chain in episode 6? I can't see it. Oh no, you're right. He does have it.
It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, that's weird. Because the cloak's still on the outside or on the inside. It's so weird they keep changing Vader's appearance in every film.
I know. Well, I told you this. I think on recording. I don't remember. But I once said that in episode 3, it was the first time his helmet was ever symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently it wasn't in the others, I guess. Okay. That just seems interesting. So, I guess, it's weird. But I do like the eyes. I like how both the map, the Death Star, and just, it really makes them red. And I always say the mask looks the most like A New Hope.
Definitely. I'm wondering if we're gonna see. Well, and also the gloves are from episode 4.
Oh, cool. When are you gonna see who?
I wonder if we're gonna see like him change throughout the movie, like go through all of those different looks potentially.
That would be interesting. No, that was a stunt Vader. Never mind. I haven't heard anything about multiple costumes, apart from just, they have a stunt double, because Vader's gonna do some stunts, obviously. But I haven't heard anything about, multiple...
I just remembered. So there's that really shitty novel, The Glove of Vader.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about
So
that.
so which glove was it? He has like 6 different gloves.
It was the glove he decided to make magical that one time.
But it was probably the one that fell into the Death Star. But that would be incinerated along with Sheev's body.
That's true.
Hmm.
But the glove is more powerful than the sheath.
It's more powerful than... Well, I mean, a lot of things are more powerful than the broken body of a, 100-year-old Ian McDiarmid.
Awesome. Exactly. When you strike the glove down, it became more powerful than you could possibly imagine. When you struck it down. Okay.
And then it, hits that guy who's like, my lord, and go fuck yourself! Aww. It just hits him in the head. Oh, no, it's the guy who's drinking the pina colada, as Palpatine flies by and, looks at the drink and just pours it out.
But yeah, I really like this concept art. I think we'll like what we see when we see the movie. I've tend to learn over the years.
It's like it's a Men's Warehouse, but Vader. It's like all his stupid suits. You'll like the way Vader looks. I guarantee it.
That would be
And
awesome.
it's just like Vader at the end with like all his different costumes on.
Oh,
Like, how would you merge all of them?
speaking of
Like I guess Red Eyes
Red Eyes.
with the control panel from Episode 3, with the chain and the gloves from Empire.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to see how else they looked. Okay. In Rebels, they have the cape is no chain, so that's it.
Oh yeah, Rebels is using the Episode
He looks sexy.
5 design with the red eyes added in.
It's sort of like Rogue One in a bit of a way because they have the red eyes and the helmet kind of looks more of a New Hope ish. Let's see the concept art.
But it looks more like the concept art of McQuarrie's concept art for Vader.
Oh right.
With the very scrunched up face.
Scrunchy face. Vader has two masks: scrunchy mask, red eye mask, doled out mask.
You find out that in Rebels he looks different, not because of the art, but because it's actually just a very, very interesting mask.
Well, he has a mask for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. All the days.
And he has a casual Friday one, which is like, I had a joke.
And he has a nighttime mask with a nightcap.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And he apparently has a hood, potentially.
Maybe. Okay, if they do that, then if they do the hood, I'm gonna be a little weirded out. I'm not gonna be.
I think it's just, I think it is Vader, and it's just an edit.
I really hope so. Like, Vader does not wear a hood. I hope they knew that. I'm sure they do.
Has he ever worn a hood before? I don't know.
I've never. Well, I'm sure there's concept. I'm sure there's either concept art or fan art of it, but I've never seen the actual.
Somebody did fan art of it that looks amazing.
Oh, let me see. Vader with hood. Oh, cool.
But yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I don't want Vader with a hood, but it wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
As long as he took it off right away. But I'm sure it's probably just an edit.
Yeah. Maybe it's Kylo.
It was Kylo. Or it's Snoke, because everything is Snoke. Everything is Snoke.
No, it's Vader, and Snoke is the hood.
Exactly.
It's the hood of Vader, and it becomes sentient.
The Hood of Vader. They will write a novel about it and how people...
Exactly. And then it's going to have a person who actually collects collects action figures of the characters of Star Wars in the Star Wars universe.
Isn't Kylo Ren kind of like that? It could be. I would love it.
Sadly possible.
He has... Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. Is he like you, then? He has shelves of... and he organizes them by theme?
No, it's just Vader.
Oh, right.
I mean, he collects the... Well, he is a collector, remember?
Oh, that's right. He's a collector.
He collects the ashes of the people he kills.
That is true.
Yeah, we all need a hobby. Hobbies are very important.
Exactly. I bet when Hux looks at these like Snickers and just turns to his awesome Tarkin collection.
Just like he just has a ton of like Peter Cushing photos, including him as the Doctor.
Exactly. To him, that is the true Doctor Who.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Next thing. What's the?
What if Tarkin was actually a time traveling version of the Doctor from that movie?
I once had a fan fiction idea where if the Doctor ever met Tarkin, Tarkin would just call him Doctor Who. He wouldn't call him the Doctor because it would be a blatant homage to the fact they called him Doctor Who in that movie. And I've never seen that movie.
Imagine those two facing off against each other.
Oh, which one though? Which one? 4.
7.
Oh, yes. I will have. I'm going to tell my.
Well, like because villains sitting maniacally while the Doctor manipulates them into destroying themselves.
Exactly.
It's Davros and Remembrance all over again.
Ooh,
except Davros escaped while Tarkin stood his ground.
Exactly. Because Tarkin, he doesn't care if he's floating in space about to die of lack of oxygen. He stands his ground.
There's no body left to die of lack of oxygen.
He's Tarkin. Oxygen bends to his will. He's oxygen.
Exactly. But yeah, so we have more Rogue One figures.
Yay!
We've got a playset for the Death Star, which looks fantastic. It's for the Micro Machine things. We have a Sabine figure. We have a Kanan in Stormtrooper disguise figure. We have a Kylo figure. We've got Jin in her Jedi gear. Oh, no, sorry, not Jedi gear. The initial attack on Scarif. I
Okay.
think. Which we got another image of that costume, which it looks really good, though we still haven't seen it in the trailer, weirdly.
Which one is it? Is it the one in her...
Jin with the hat.
Oh, Jin with
and
the
poncho.
hat. I thought we did. Maybe we didn't.
We saw it in the behind-the-scenes trailer, not in the actual trailers.
That's right. The sizzle.
We got ground crew guy. We got a stormtrooper with something on his chest. And we got K2 Cell. Then we also have 2 packs of Baze and Stormtrooper, one of the lieutenants.
Oh, I love
And Maul and the Seventh Sister.
Maul and the Seventh Sister appearing in Star Wars Rogue One.
Exactly.
Maybe it's Maul and
God,
the...
people are gonna believe that, aren't they?
Yeah, you know they especially Maul. Maul's
yeah, they're gonna put Maul in everything.
Oh, there's a Maul is Snoke theory. You know there is.
I've heard it. I've heard them. It's insane. Just people are...
Although, if they did make Maul Snoke, a part of me would kind of like it, just to be like, take that, prequel haters. Maul is now the ultimate bad guy. Is now the new...
And then he just gets cut in half, like giant Snoke just gets cut in half and falls.
And he just falls, and he goes,
Or we don't know that it's Maul, and then he gets cut in half, and falls over, and he's like, not again!
I'll be brought back by the fanboys!
Oh, no, it's a giant robot, and then he pops out, or they think he's dead, and then it turns out it was just a robot. He's like, that only worked on me once, and then he just attacks and kills Luke.
But then Rey cuts him off again. Then it's time to cut him off by the head. Oh,
finally, they just go for the head instead of the freaking legs.
Exactly.
I saw a theory that somebody accidentally said that they misworded it. They accidentally said on the forums that Maul is Sabine's dad.
Oh man!
And somebody was like, Maul can't have kids, remember?
Oh.
And image of chicken like Maul. It's oh yeah, that's not possible.
That's not physically possible anymore. Oh.
That's really sad though, because it would be interesting to have the cliche Maul has kids, because everyone has a child in the Star Wars universe who goes on to be essentially just the same person.
Pretty much.
I mean, we're getting it's kind of how Finn must be Lando's kid.
Oh, I've heard
that was hilariously bad. People are he's probably Lando's kid. Why? Why?
Oh my!
I don't know. It's what were you implying with that sentence?
I sadly knew that theory way before. I knew that theory just the minute they showed Finn pop up. That's just sad.
Exactly.
That is.
It was so horrible. People, there's so many bad theories with that movie. But yeah, so we also got the what were we saying?
Oh, I was just saying. Have you heard the weird theory, or that because of public pressure, Rian Johnson's going to have to make it that Rey is Luke's kid?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
No.
They're not going to do anything the fans cry over. Just saying, people.
Exactly. We stand our ground like Tarkin, and we blow up because of it.
Exactly. They're just gonna. Rian Johnson is gonna be watching as the right after the film came as people walk out of theaters, you see people's footsteps walking out, and they turn on their phones, and you keep cutting back to Rian Johnson's face. It's in the dun, 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 dun. And then it's just this film sucks, live race, and the tweets come in, and then he just explodes.
That's gonna be sad.
Poor Ryan.
Poor Ryan. Anyway, now we can get on to the next piece of news.
Scarif Black Series Trooper. Looks amazing. Or Beach Trooper. Black Series looks fantastic. This is Wave 2. You finally are getting your wish for a Black Series Krennic.
Ooh.
And Red Armed 3PO.
Red Armed 3PO.
Because God knows we need more 3PO figures.
Exactly. But, I can't wait for that Black Series Krennic. Ooh. I might get it. Or at least ask for it for Christmas. But yeah, I bet it looks good. It look great. Next.
Speaking of theories, Joe Manganiello is confirmed to be Deathstroke in Ben Affleck's Batman movie.
Never heard of him.
He was on Teen Wolf apparently or something. Oh, no, sorry, True Blood. And I know him from How I Met Your Mother. He was in like 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay then.
That's essentially all I know him from. But people really want him to be Deathstroke. He's been rumored to play Deathstroke for so long.
Wonder why him? I don't know.
You know how people like latch on one thing? Like everyone wants who's the actor everyone wanted to play Miles Morales?
I don't know.
Oh no. So the guy who people want to play Lando right now as well.
Oh, I know that name because I've heard it. Shoot, I forgot. Dang it. That
Something Glover.
Daniel Glover, was it? Was that name?
Hold on. Was it? No, wait, no. Danny Glover's the guy from Lethal Weapon, dude. Yeah, the freaking 70-year-old Danny Glover totally is gonna play Lando.
It could work.
I think you were. Yeah, it was Donald.
Donald.
Not the very old person.
Right, Donald Glover.
And it's like, yeah, yes, get the 30-year-old to play a 13-year-old character. Sure. But here, this guy is, I guess, probably decent for the role. I've never seen him have intensity. I've only seen him eating brunch. That is literally it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to see the movie and hope that they had Ben Affleck is a good director. Hope he can get a good performance out of the actor. That's honestly all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want Deathstroke in this movie, but since we're gonna get him, I guess, this guy's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what an actor can do when they're given a role. I mean, nope, I don't know. Let's see, I can't think of it. Well, nobody thought Heath Ledger would be Joker. I remember those days.
Well, people have been wanting this guy to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Over and over again. I kind of wish it was Manu Bennett, even though it makes no sense to do another Australian Slade. But I don't care because, damn it, he should be Slade.
Right.
But we got Billy Crundump playing Barry Allen's dad in the Flash movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Boy, we got nothing to say about the Flash movie. It exists.
I don't know this guy. Well, we don't even know. Didn't it lose its director?
Yes, it did. So, already, good show.
So, last news. Did you see the Luke Cage teaser clip?
Yes, I did. It looked pretty epic.
It's amazing. He's just yelling at these people for being disrespectful and breaks a guy's arm and, just tosses a bunch of people all over the place. It's amazing.
Kicking butt, taking names. Luke Cage.
Exactly. It's just Luke Cage being awesome.
Right.
Yeah, comics.
Let's do Poe.
Okay. Well, do you want to do Star Wars last or first?
You never gave me the Star Wars. I've only read.
Star Wars comics.
Oh, we can do last since you have your thing. I'll put on. You can do your DC. I'll put on.
First, I guess I'll go with Invincible Iron Man number 13. I was thinking of dropping this book, and now I'm glad I didn't, because it still ties to Civil War 2, and I hate Civil War 2, but I do really like what they're doing with Tony here, because he faked his death, and then Rhodey died, and now he's just an absolute mess, and Dr. Doom kind of takes him to his girlfriend, who's all pissed at him because faked his death without telling her, which is not the only time Tony has done this. He's done this actually time and time again. He's kind of a dick. Well, it's Tony Stark. What do you expect? And I love how, she keeps, yelling at him, and he's like, well, I was protecting you. Thank you. Goodbye, Tony Stark. My best friend died. Are you sure? And Tony just looks at her like, the hell did you just say? She's like, I am so sorry. That lady just walks away. It's like, wow, she lost all sympathy. Seriously. But yeah, so Tony's still reacting to Rhodey's death because he hasn't really coped with it yet, and of course, Captain Marvel is just still being like, oh, I'm totally the good guy in this situation, even though we keep. We're trying to freaking preemptively stop crimes because what some mutant inhuman might be able to figure out, and We have just some great flashbacks of Tony and Rhodey talking to each other. Like we have a flashback of a drunk Tony and like from the Denny O'Neil run, or I forget which run it's from. It might be from the Michelini run, but it's just Rhodey, helping him up. And like when he's down, when he's an alcoholic, and always being there for him. And then Tony, when he gave Rhodey his War Machine armor for the first time, and they're talking about supervillains, and they're fighting alongside each other, and Rhodey and him beat up Crimson Dynamo, and like they're flying away, and he says, I love it because they shoot him flying up into the sky, and he's like, I already miss him. Hey, did I ever thank you for the armor? No, actually. Well, thank you. Is that sarcasm? Not even. You changed my life. You made me a superhero. One day I'll be able to show my kids what I did. Thank you, man. And he tells Tony that he loves him and that he's his best friend, yada, yada, yada. And then we just cut back to Tony sitting, looking at his armor, just depressed, and talking to Dr. Doom. And then he like traps Dr. Doom in like this portal thing, and then he's asking him all kinds of questions, and then it's to be continued. It's like, yeah, like this is what I read. This is what I read an Iron Man book for: melancholy depression. It's really just, it feels like a classic Iron Man thing again.
Good old depression. We love it. We love it.
Exactly. It's the Marvel method.
Exactly.
But yeah, next is Blue Beetle Rebirth #1. And I was really looking forward to this book, and I kept forgetting. It's Jaime with Ted as his confidant person.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Who's not Blue Beetle yet, but he probably will be by the end of the first arc or something. But like we have Jaime just fighting some people, and we have more of his friends, just talking like it's just kind of like classic Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle stuff, and we have Ted flying around in the bug, it feels so authentically Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, like the fact that his friends know his identity and his parents know his identity as well, and like it's a lot more fun. Like he's Spider-Man without the melancholy and stupidity. And then like there's these really polite supervillains that are like they keep say like, oh no, you get to punch him first. No, you get to, like, they're just really fun. Which again, just classic Blue Beetle stuff. And just Ted directing him through a fight. Right, find out they're robots, and just kind of fun fights. And then we have the scene that we saw in like a cut to the future from Rebirth of him like talking to Ted about why Ted's helping him. And Elvis like, this is the bug, Jaime. It's our mobile headquarters. It's like a flying Batcave. We don't need a Batcave. I don't want a Batcave. Who doesn't want their own Batcave? It's just Ted Kord being a fanboy. And then, because for those who don't know, originally Blue Beetle was a magic character. And then later with the Jaime Reyes stuff, they revealed that it was actually science. It was actually an alien. And and in the New 52, they never had the magic stuff. It's just been that he's an alien. Or that's an alien scarab. Like, it's just a suit, from an alien race. And here, at the end of the comic, Dr. Fate shows up. And I love how Ted's just like, good guy or bad guy? And then Dr. Fate, starts talking to Ted and says, you both misunderstand the scarab. And he's like, you believe the Blue Beetle scarab is xenotechnology, Theodore. That is a lie. Purposely perpetuated by the darkest sorceress, darkest of sorcerers. You're not playing with extraterrestrials. You're playing with magic. Magic? And because from the original run, Jaime's best friend, her aunt, is like this evil magic person. And so there's kind of the implication at the end of the issue that she is, like the New 52 version, is also that way. And we're getting the implication that she's possibly behind a lot of this stuff. It's just a really good setup issue for the Blue Beetle book. And like it just feels like, classic Ted Kord and classic Jaime, and a perfect blending of the two. I can't wait to see Ted in action because, Ted Kord's really fun. Again, their interactions really well. It's kind of like Batman Beyond in a way. But yeah, next is Nightwing.
Oh, right.
in issue 4. And we have Dick and Raptor like doing more stuff, just trying to shut down the Parliament of Owls, and going to this like giant underground maze thing, where they fight like a giant owl thing. Like it's like owl. It's like Man-Bat but an owl, and looks really disgusting. And Dick's like trying to protect Raptor, who's his like partner guy. And is like saying how he figured out that he's from the circus, and they're kind of just bonding because he's his buddy now. Also, I love the joke of they're trying to make Dick Grayson put him in a moral gray area, and so I'm gonna make you one of us, Gray son of Gotham. Get it? Grayson of Gotham, Gray son of yeah.
I got something.
Tim Seeley's awesome. But yeah, so we just get some fun action stuff. And by the end of the issue, Bruce is just talking to Bruce and Damian are talking to Dick in the cave, and we have a really nice scene, talking about just wrapping up all the themes of the book. I'm glad I got the name back, but you can still call me Dick Bruce. Was the mission a success then? Spiral has a book of wisdom, replica in the coins. Once it's all translated, disseminate the info to the police organizations across the globe. The Parliament Grove. Oh yeah, by the way, that whole Grove thing in America, that like hidden grove with the giant owl statue?
Yeah, I think so.
That elite club?
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about those guys.
Yeah, well apparently that's run by the Parliament of Owls.
Isn't everything run by the owls at this point in Gotham?
Exactly, and so they retcon that in, which makes so much sense. It's a giant society that worships owls or whatever. So yeah, giant conspiracy. It's already written for them. But so he says, in exchange for her help, the gardener gave Dr. Leviticus her own woman. God's garden. Okay, they're just talking about like this villain they were working with. And then Bruce talking to him about Raptor. Of course I did. He covered his tracks. No prints. Damn it. Oh yeah, he's saying like he has to do it his way. I did, but you let Raptor walk. He stole millions of dollars, Dick. We have informants. We need to work with criminals when we work with criminals when we need to, but when we're done, they face justice. We need their fear, not their trust. Including me. You're lecturing me about trust? You don't trust anyone, Bruce. I used to try and figure out why it was so hard for you, but I think I figured it out. You can't believe anyone would walk the line between light and dark. Because you know that if you stepped over that line for even a second, you'd never come back. I'm not you, Bruce. And I have to thank you for that. And then at the end, we find out that Bruce was right and that Raptor is actually manipulating him and is working for Cobra, setting up Monster Men. So
Cobra. I'm sorry. I'm a G.I. Joe fan. I love
Cobra with a K. Aww. They're a cult.
No, the uncool Cobra without Cobra Commander.
Oh, well, they have a guy with a giant, like, snake thing on his head.
Well, I guess that's cool. He's not Cobra Commander. I mean, Cobra Commander is awesome. He's the worst.
Cobra?
Exactly. 80s, my friends. 80s cartoons. But yes.
80s comics.
Exactly.
Both.
Exactly.
But yeah, so... I'll finish with Batman last, so we'll do Star Wars now.
Which one do you want to start with, Han or Poe?
I'll do Star Wars really quickly. So essentially, they steal a Star Destroyer. It's really easy, way too easy.
Yeah, I heard it's been a downgrade this season from last issue.
There's a giant 2-page spread at the beginning that's awesome. The X-Wings are still called Red Squadron because they hate me, even though they will become Rogue Squadron eventually, so they need to stop calling them Red Squadron. There's an Imperial with an eye patch. Wedge almost destroys something, but then doesn't because we have to make Luke win everything. Also, Wedge looks like a 90-year-old man. Seriously, what the fuck? And his helmet isn't right. Like, seriously, what is with the art in this issue? It's like the writer's never even seen. Like, seriously, this guy looks nothing like Dennis Lawson. It's hilariously bad.
Not even 90-year-old Dennis Lawson?
No, 90-year-old Dennis Lawson looks much healthier than this decrepit guy. And, like, so again, Wedge fails because we need to have Luke win everything. Also, they can't be the Rogue Squadron because, again, we have to hate the fans. Luke flies into a Star Destroyer just to be impressive. It's kind of cliche, just... Like, the problem is, Luke's just too invincible. It's the same problem I have with with Poe. Pilots keep showing quote-unquote skill in the new continuity by just doing feats that break the laws of physics and stuff like that. But the thing is, that's like having Batman be impressive because Batman, like punches like somebody so hard that they like fly into space. That doesn't make Batman come off impressive. That just make like, or like imagine if like Bruce like all of a sudden becomes bulletproof. That's not going to make the fans find him more interesting. But maybe have him get shot and it hurt him, but he still keeps going. That makes us interested. Instead of having Poe take down 8 TIE fighters like it's nothing to make us impressed, show him skillfully and actually struggle to do it.
Hopefully
and then
in episode
succeed.
8.
Yeah, hopefully, because everyone so far with X-Wing pilots, just they keep making everyone up. And I have a massive rant to say about pilots in the new continuity and how I think the writers are incompetent completely with them, especially because they don't seem to understand how to write space combat at all. But I'll do that later. Also, Wilbur Hood and his ice cream machine are apparently on a Star Destroyer.
That's the cameo I heard about.
Yep. Don't know why. Just guy from Bespin still has his thing. They attack the thing. Luke acts all badass. And like has R2 behind him. Wedge is freaking out because he thinks Luke's dead. Then the Star Destroyer looks like it explodes. It's a fake out. They have a skeleton crew. And they're gonna attack somebody, and then the cover for the next book looks horrifying. The faces are terrible.
Oh, that cover part. I thought. Oh, okay. I want to see I want to go back to the stormtroopers. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be the ones probably fighting the rebels, but yeah, I didn't like issue 22. Hopefully 23 is better. But it's like Vader's wrapping up, and we keep getting stuck with this mediocrity that is the current Star Wars book. It's just
Okay. Well, speaking of pilots, want to talk about Poe? That's a good segue.
Or speaking of pilots, racing.
Oh, that's even better segue. Yes, I actually got to read the Han Solo book. So I guess I'll give my small thoughts. Again, something about this book, I don't know what it is. A lot of it's just really fun, even though has really nothing to do with the bigger story, which is fine. Like, if this is what the Han Solo anthology film is going to be, then I can dig it. Because if it's just like some fun rump, with like weird stuff, but yet Han Solo being Han Solo, I can dig it. It's just fun. And that's how I felt about all the other 2 issues as well. Like there's like it doesn't have any big plot. It doesn't really. It's just Han Solo racing and smuggling. Yet it works for me. I don't know why. It just works. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, the opening is kind of proves that the cliffhanger of the previous issue was pointless.
That's true. I mean, that's
because they're just like, oh, by the way,
that's true.
Just never mind. But we do get some more just fun stuff with Han, like Han taking unnecessary risks for the fun of it. Like he can drop out of the race now, but he chooses not to. Just keep going. And we get some just beautiful art, and I'm pretty sure, like, in a few weeks, somebody will, like people will start to realize that a bunch of the ships are probably from the EU, because apparently every time we get a shot of a bunch of ships, there's always, like, at least one that's recanonizing something from the EU. It's really good. Like, they're being really consistent with that. The Pantoran guy saves them.
Which ship was recanonized this one?
I didn't catch anything, but there probably is one, because I know they did that in the first issue, and I think in the second. Though there was a big recanonization in this issue.
Really? What?
At the end of the comic, there's a guy who takes off a mask, and it's who knows Chewie, apparently, and it's this tiger dude.
Right.
And so the big speculation the moment I read it was I thought it was a Togorian.
I thought it was
those are the... Togorians are those, like, replacement guys for... there was a Togorian who was essentially the Chewie stand-in for the Young Han Solo trilogy.
Huh.
You know what a Togorian is, right?
I've never heard of one, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if there were tiger people, though. I thought he was someone from the Chewie one-shot that they did a while back.
No, this is actually... We don't know who this guy himself is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I thought it was a Togorian because, I mean, he looks kind of like a Togorian more than anything. But apparently it wasn't. Then there was like 2 other races that people thought it could have been. Wasn't either, though it is still a recanonization. Because apparently, oh man, I forget what the race is. There was like 4 races that we thought this could be from the EU.
Mm-hmm.
And it's none of them, but it still is a one from the EU. We just didn't know who it was. Because they didn't look this way initially. But it's, oh man, I'm forgetting what the race is called. Keep talking about the issue. I'll find it.
Well, Red's looking. This issue was a lot of fun. I am very curious to see what these little lights that keep following Han Solo are about. Given to him by the blue guy. Well, I think I have to be more specific. There are a bunch of blue guys here. What's his name? Lono Reano. That's it. Lono Reano, who's apparently the last of his kind. He's a fish-looking kind of dude. Apparently, like, he's the nicest racer so far out of all of them.
Yeah, apparently these are Salonians, which appear in they appear in the Old Republic actually, and early on they don't look at all like this, like at all, but their later appearances actually do. And Han fought them as well. They show up in the Old Republic. They show up in a Boba Fett book. I think they're mentioning a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it's a recanonization, which is really good. This book keeps doing recanonizations, and it's awesome.
Yay! On to Poe then, I guess?
Yeah, just overall, Han Solo is awesome.
Yeah, keep going. This was a good ending to the prison arc, I thought. I read some reviews ahead of time and did a little research because I only had a few hours to read it, so I had to sink it in a little bit. But
you did read the issue, right?
Yeah, I did read the issue, and I heard about,
okay.
and I saw, of course, the sadness of the death of the droid.
Oh yeah, Jess's droid.
You will live on, good sir. And of course, the carrion Spikin.
Oh yeah, the carry-on Spike gets to do what it does best because it's based on a ship from TCW, a stealth ship, and so it does what it's meant to do. It turns out that it was there the whole time, which is such like a Star Trek like bird of prey kind of reveal.
Oh, I hope that's how this comic eventually ends, like with Poe and T-Rex just having a Star Trek moment, and then T-Rex is just quoting Shakespeare. And I want him to quote Shakespeare. I don't care that Shakespeare doesn't exist. And he spins around his chair.
Exactly, and he's just like, oh shit. Also, the guy from the Lando books, like, bug thing guys, and he's all sad. Is that one guy Kaminoan?
What page? Maybe
the guy in the blue shirt.
Guy in the blue shirt.
The tall-necked one.
I think maybe he is. It kind of looks like Kaminoan from this angle. Let's see if there's a better...
Yeah,
it looks Kaminoan to me. But yeah.
Also, so yeah, we find out that Poe is a lot more resourceful than he seems to be. And already had a plan ahead of time. BB-8 takes down this giant monster, like, robot thing. Again, I like seeing people like just talking during fights and stuff like that. Like, again, character interaction, like, that feels natural. Like they're actually having characters just have conversations. That's something I think Episode 7 missed seriously.
Here we're gonna get Poe Dameron. I'm curious because they managed to edit Episode 8 so quickly. I wonder if they're giving the writers or maybe giving them a little bit more. Okay, this is what the characters are like now. Now you can actually develop them.
Mm-hmm.
That does look. I think he is a Kaminoan.
And but yeah, so then Poe essentially takes over the prison, and then is just like, oh, by the way, we'll give it back to you, and then the carrion Spike just runs through the base and destroys it. Or it's about to, and it's finishing off the escape pods. And I love how they're like, let's just go. We got what we came for. Yada yada yada. And Poe's just like, yeah, we're not doing that because Gracchus is just like, leave, and then Poe doesn't, and they go back for them and save the prison warden and her henchmen people. So they damage the carry-on spike because obviously, that ship's not going to hold up very well against a bunch of fighters. And then Terex has to escape. We have a scene with Leia, and we set up that there are Arthon and Hasra, which are two planets that he might have visited, which implies that probably one of those that Moisture Deck visited, probably one of those is the planet that we're going to see in probably going to be the planet they meet him on, and then he rendezvous with them on Jakku. So I'm guessing both planets will probably get like a 4 or 6 issue arc. Probably. Well, for now, I think we're going to have a few issues of them dealing with the spy, because Leia brings up, how did he know you guys were there?
I actually read the issue for number 7. It seems a bit kind of it seems a bit like a downgrade, the summary, but, I gotta first read it. It says, even resistance soldiers post-Xamarin deserve a day off to meet an old friend. But what happens when that old friend is the famed journalist Sorlandia Javos, with a secret story on the evil First Order? Mayhem ensues when Poe and Sorlinda find...
Is that the woman from Life Debt?
I have no idea.
The journalist with the Trandoshan guy who gets killed?
That's right, there was a journalist in Aftermath 1 as well. It might be... I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up.
Why would Poe be friends with somebody who's so much older than him? Well, he's friends with Leia.
You can have older friends. I have lots of older friends.
Yeah, I know, but how would he necessarily... I guess he was a Republic trooper, so he might meet people. I hope we talk more about him as a trooper.
Yes.
Huh?
No, it's not her, because her only appearance is in Poe number 7, so it's a different person.
But yeah, so Leia starts postulating about the spy. So I'm guessing we're going to have this one-off or two. So this will probably last for 3 issues. Then we're probably going to do 2 issues on the spy, and 2 or 3 issues on the spy. So that would take up. Hold on, how many months to episode 8?
Well, okay, this is my whole
12.
Yeah.
Hold on, 12.
Are you
so
what I'm thinking?
8 months, 18 months.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I have this whole plan for the comic, which I don't think they'll do, but this is how I would do it. Okay, this is my plan. So, you link up the Poe comic to episode 7 by the time episode 8 comes around.
Well, that's what I was telling Sid Part 2,
right,
Ian,
right.
actually.
But you also, Jason Aaron is done by the time episode 8 comes around, and then you bring back Gillen after since Vader was going to be done, and I don't know what that person's going to be doing in the interim.
We have no idea what he's going to be doing. Gillen has nothing planned right now.
But if episode 8 kind of is Attack of the Clones it ends with a massive war between the Republic and the First Order, then what you could do is do what Dark Horse did and have the in-between years be just comics dealing with that conflict, whatever Snoke's grand
multimedia project.
Exactly, multimedia project.
Imagine an animated show like a bunch of shorts.
Well, they did have plans for
and video games and just all this stuff.
Well, they could. I mean, well, depending on where, I doubt episode 8 will end on a cliffhanger, so you have time for some intern side projects on the meantime.
Exactly.
And then you can do
just end with Leia being not victory, Poe, begun the... I still don't know what we're going to call this conflict for the trilogy.
Begun, but we don't know what we're going to call this conflict yet.
Begun! This war has...
The unnamed war is...
begun the Order V... Order V Republic/Resistance, Dawn of...
Planet of the Sith.
Dawn of... Dawn
of the Knights of
Dawn of Kylo.
Dawn of Kylo, yes. Dawn of Kylo. Then you can do
Dawn of Kanja Club.
Dawn of Kanja, of course. That's what I want to see next.
It's we just have a bunch of those guys lining up.
Welcome to Kanja
getting out of the ship.
But then you can do a Finn spinoff. You can
so that the Kanja Club, then a bunch of Kanja Club ships come out of hyperspace.
Exactly. Begun the Kanja Club wars have. But then you can do like a Ray comic. You can do a Finn comic. They're gonna
Well,
do
I
this.
would just have like the main characters all have a thing. Oh my gosh, I think I just realized something.
What?
You know that helmet we were confused on because it was colored weird?
Which helmet?
Look, in Terex's thing. Look at the helmet in Terex's base, like in the second to last page. I'm sorry,
Okay.
in the last page
Last page. Okay.
with Phasma.
Okay. Hang on. Back. Yeah. Looks like Boba Fett's.
No, it's blue.
Not Django.
Yeah,
Django's? Ooh.
it could be Django's
That would be.
because Django got beheaded. It was left behind. He's collecting all kinds of artifacts.
That's cool.
Why wouldn't he collect a clone helmet, the original progenitor of the clone's helmet?
That would be kind of cool.
Imagine scenes. I mean, I still am thinking personally, like what I want to see is Boba, because Boba doesn't have his armor right now.
Right.
I really want to see him. Well, then he wouldn't be able to get it because he'd be like 50 by now or like 70 by now. So,
Okay, Boba can do it in his 50s.
but like maybe he gave him the helmet because my whole headcanon thing is that he will get the armor, like he'll get Django's armor, because there's that sheriff who has his suit right now, and so what I want to have happen is Boba get Jango Fett's armor, and then beat up this guy, and then get his armor back. So maybe he gives Terex his Jango's.
I'd be interested if they bring in Terex for other early pre-Return of the Jedi. I mean, not pre-Return. Well, they could bring him for that too. Poe Dameron stuff.
Well, it couldn't be too much post Return of the Jedi since, let's face it, there's not much Imperial stuff.
As we know of. They'll
well, the Imperials get wrecked and then just disappear after a year.
That's true. But how
but yeah,
old is
so
Terex? Because maybe a little clear. Maybe I would love to see him.
50, 56, like 60.
Okay, then he could have been a spy for the Republic, right?
Right? This is
30 years. That's 543. No, wait.
30, then 19. It would have been like 10.
Dang it. Unless they hired kids, but well, no.
No. But yeah, so he talks to Phasma about stuff, and then we see the next cover is like Poe like on a speeder thing that looks really cool.
And I like the planet too, or at least the background. It's something about it looks very 50 sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
This cover looks very 50 sci-fi. Like
looks almost like a Flash Gordon thing.
that'd be cool. Poe Dameron is the new Flash Gordon. I think that makes perfect sense.
Also, Snap is injured. Apparently, that's totally not. That's totally gonna end tragically or something.
Not Snap. Anybody but Snap. He is the heart.
I mean, maybe he'll die. He could totally die in this comic, right?
Dude, Snap is the heart of this team.
I'm calling it. It's gonna be Kari who's the traitor. She has a connection with the two main other pilots who we see in episode 7. Calling it.
Right.
Like again, she's gonna be the new equivalent of that person who betrayed the Rogue Squadron but wanted Poe spared.
That's ooh. I hope Black Squadron's in episode 8. Like I want this team. I
want them to be like the Rogue Squadron where they get comics, they get books, they have a rotating roster. But yeah, so 18 months till episode 8.
So let's see how many.
So I'm guessing like a 3-issue arc, I'm guessing like 2 issues dealing with this reporter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing maybe 2 more issues dealing with the spy. I'm guessing 4 issues dealing with that first planet, 4 with the next, and that's 0. So
well, right, and
they could maybe even make both those arcs 3, and then have a final issue the month of Force Awakens, or the month of episode 8. And have that be how he got off Jakku, and then the immediate next month after episode 8 comes out, have that issue be immediate repercussions of episode 8.
That'd be awesome. I hope.
Imagine if like 3 or 4 weeks after that film comes out, we get what he's doing. That would be hard though with solicits, but they can just do a black poly bag.
That's possible. I mean, Vader.
I mean, you don't want to reveal if he survives.
No, of course not. I mean.
Well, not necessarily.
Well,
we
kind of know that they're going to survive. We know Rey's in episode 9.
Oh yeah, he's already signed on for 9 as well. So is Finn.
So it's kind of like.
So is Boyega.
I mean, we follow this stuff, so we know. Already.
Yeah, I mean, with episode 7, they didn't really they tried to fake us out, even though we knew he survived because the trailers.
Oh yeah, well, that's true.
It's like his big action set piece hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
Stop it, film.
And then Jason Ayers leaves Star Wars, and then Star Wars just now becomes post first episode 8 comics for a while.
I still I want video games actually telling this I still can't get over just how good the prequel tie-in stuff was, and how we're lacking that with episode 7 tie-in stuff. It's been kind of sadly tiptoeing.
Right. It's definitely
we're not growing a universe at this point. And that's something that immediately after episode 1 we had Jedi Starfighter, we had Starfighter, we had all kinds of different games and comics and stuff like that really gave us a feel for what this universe is. I don't know what to think yet, and that's kind of problematic.
I think it's improving though. Bloodline, I think, is definitely a good indicator of that. And the
problem is even the Poe book still has to tiptoe. Is the problem?
That's true.
And we have a cliffhanger. If episode 8 ends on a cliffhanger, I'm gonna freak.
I don't think they'll do that. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know how much power Rian Johnson was given. Although it seems like he was given quite a bit. I think so. Anyway. But yeah, Poe Dameron.
So Batman issue 6, the epilogue issue for I Am Gotham. And we open with Claire shaving her head or something, and talking to her brother. So yeah, starts off really creepy. And so she's talking to Hank because she's, I guess, emotionally broken after what happened in the previous issue. And so it's that's Monday. Then Tuesday is a guy named Colonel Blimp has taken a submarine and is flying it over Gotham and says he wants $30 million in 30 minutes. Yes, a guy in a pink colonel uniform has stolen a submarine with a blimp. Okay. And Claire beats him up and then takes his hat, and it's really funny. She's just talking to her brother, who's dead, while flying around. And it's just so unnerving. And we have Alfred and Duke talking about how Bruce is going to have to deal with this on Wednesday. Then Thursday is her just talking about how beautiful Gotham is, being a perfect two-page spread of just how great Gotham looks. And then she hears Captain Scenery, who is now canon again. He's a 80s Batman villain, or 80s or 70s Batman villain who just is such a loser. Nobody likes. He's one of those nothing villains. And so he's here as well. And he's making people. He's dressed people up as Batman and is trying to make them walk a plank off the top of a building. Claire saves the person and then it's hey, look, a pirate. And I love how she just beats him up. And then Bruce shows up, and they're talking to each other. And Bruce is no, I can help you. And then she's oh my gosh, it's Batman. And then she starts to break, and then he's oh, look, it's Batman. And then he keeps forgetting, and flies off. And then Scenery tries to stab Batman from behind. Bruce kicks him in the face, and it's awesome. Then Kite Man is back, and he's awesome. He has his classic suit-esque thing. It looks a little bit cooler. And he's breaking into a penthouse via kite, steals something, then smashes out the window. And this is it's awesome. They essentially created a way that you could genuinely make Kite Man an interesting villain again. Just for one and done kind of things, but actually made him a threat, which is not really much of a physical threat, but just had a decent made his gimmick actually work a little bit. But yeah, so then Bruce signs the bat signal and calls Gotham Girl to talk to him, and he says, I need to know something. I need to know why you're helping this city. And he's just hey, talking to her brother still. Nobody understands. I'll be Bruce just is talking to her, and he takes off his mask actually, and he's my name is Bruce Wayne. When I was 10, a man murdered my mother and father in front of me. Before the police, he's talking about how he held his mother's hand and was trying to talk to her. And then he hugs Claire, and she says, I don't feel good. I know. I miss him. I know. I just miss him. I know. And it's just the two of them crying on a rooftop. And then the issue ends with Bruce talking to Waller, and Waller is saying that the person who let Psycho Pirate free and was working with, and like him, the person who's working with Strange is Bane, and now Bruce has to break into Santa Prisca, into the prison in Santa Prisca. Although she says you have to invade a powerful sovereign country, break into the most secure, depraved prison in the history of man, then somehow pry a lunatic out of the hands of a monster. Isn't it nice then that I have to wait to do it? But I have to admit, the plan's fairly risky. You have to, you go, you probably won't come back. One might even say it's suicide. And so Bruce is going to go into Santa Prisca now for the next arc, which is I Am Suicide.
Nice. I've heard some good things, though. Things good.
Oh, man, this book is fantastic. Just Tom King's going to leave after 12 issues, and I respect that.
No, don't go.
But
well, I mean, I respect anybody who leaves on their own free will. End with a high. That's what I say. End with a high.
Yep, and just this book is just fantastic. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. It's just
do you know who's taking
really
over
perfect.
Afterwards?
We don't have any idea yet. For some reason, comics have been really bad recently at telling us like solicits and stuff like that. Like again, we don't know anything what Kieran Gillen's going to be doing next. We don't have any idea what who's replacing Tom King. Like they've kind of left us all in the dark. Like we're canceling like several Star Wars books and a lot of miniseries are ending, and we still don't know anything. It's kind of weird.
Secrecy. There was an entire article about spoilers. Apparently, I heard it on Making Star Wars recently. I don't know what to about spoiler culture and all that. How apparently like the studios and all that stuff are very anti-spoiler culture. And I know it's one thing, if you want to avoid spoilers of your own free will, but it's kind of like there are a lot of people who do spoiler and they enjoy it because it hypes us up. Like I feel like I get hyped
though
up.
at the same time, it's wrong to freaking break your own the rules of your employer.
That's true.
You don't want stuff spoiled. If a company doesn't want that, it's their work. I mean,
right.
You don't want somebody spoiling, your livelihood.
No, of course not. But yeah, it's kind of sad. But anyway, I think that's it for the news.
Yep. Slow news week.
I know. And next week too. It's gonna. Well, who knows what next week? Well, in terms of Star Wars, I haven't heard anything.
Well, Star Wars stuff is kind of going to be, I think, slow for the time being until Episode 7, or until Rogue One is closer to coming out.
Oh, you mean news-wise, right. Like I was going to say, well, Rebels comes in September, then Ahsoka in October, then Susino in November, and then Rogue One in December. Sorry, news-wise, yeah, it's going to be pretty slow. For that next trailer, probably. So, yeah, signing off, everybody. See ya.
Yep.